Good morning again, guys. Okay, so sun's just coming up. It's about 6:30. So, a bunch of you last night asked for a tutorial, if you will, on seed saving. So I figured I'd show you what I can this time of year, and we'll start with cucumbers here. So let me flip over. So as you can see, the cucumber plants, or these are the pickling cucumbers, are winding down. Let's put it this way. So what I want to do, and what I have been doing, is saving cucumbers on the vine, like that one. There's a couple in there. You can see they're huge, and they're turning yellow. So those are seed-saving cucumbers. Those are where you're going to get seeds. What you need are cukes that are fully mature. So I've already done a bunch of them, but I'll take one off here so we can take that in with us. Then we'll move over here, and I'm certain y'all have stuff like this in your tomatoes. Let's see if I can find one that I'm talking about, because there's still a bunch of good tomatoes in here. All right, so I had to flip over here, but take a look. You know, there's a couple of tomatoes. I'm sure you get tomatoes like that on your vine. I've got one right here we'll pull. This one's kind of wedged in between the stem and the trellis. But you'll see it's got a burn mark in it, or a bite. It's got a split. I'm sure you guys have a bunch like that. It's not a bad tomato at this point. It's just ripe. So, you know, we want to take vegetables like that, and we can use them for seed saving. So let's see what we've got in here in the Marconis. I've got some real nice peppers on here. I want to see if there's anything that's ready. Because I can always just take one and show you. Yeah, let's just go. Where's that one there? We'll just take this one so I can show you here. All right. So, pepper, tomato, pickle in my pocket. Yeah, that probably didn't come out right. All right, so we'll go strolling on through here, and I just want to show you something while I'm out here. A few of you all are asking me how the sweet potatoes are looking that are in the straw bales, but I just wanted to give you the idea here. I've still got, 5 weeks, 4.5 weeks till I'm ready to pull these. But yeah, this is what I'm looking at with sweet potatoes. So we're in good shape there. And then I was telling you guys last week about covering beds with yard waste. And so there you go. Bunch of dead leaves, bunch of grass, but that'll all compost down over the winter. So just what's going on there. But let's get inside, and I'll show you how to do some seed saving. All right, so moved inside, and we've got some of the stuff that I just brought in. There's the pickling cucumber I just brought in, the tomato, pepper. I'm going to show you this kind of pepper, but it's the same for bell peppers, jalapeno peppers, banana peppers, whatever. It's just this was in the garden we walked through. So I've got a Japanese cucumber. Notice this is nice and yellow, okay? And then also a zucchini, again, pretty yellow, okay? The difference is, guys, okay, what you're looking at, you need mature fruit. The vegetables we eat, for the most part, are immature, okay? The tomatoes, we wait till they ripen or whatever. But remember this, a vegetable plant's whole purpose in life is to reproduce. That's it, okay? So that's why the vegetables will turn yellow, because what will happen at the end of the year when the plant all dies, this will fall to the ground over the winter. All the skin, the meat, and everything like that will rot, leaving the seed. And the seed is there in the soil with some nutrients from the rotting food and turns into a new plant, okay? All we're doing is kind of taking Mother Nature and using her to our advantage. So what I want for all of these is, and obviously for each different thing, because you need to keep track of what you got, is a glass of water, a bowl of water, coffee cup, whatever, some sort of receptacle to have some water in for most of these types of vegetables. So we'll do the zucchini just because it's right here. And what I want to do is I want to split this vertically, okay, long ways, so I can get the seeds out. Now you can do it with a spoon, you can just do it with your fingers. I'm going to try to tip the camera here so you can see what I'm doing, if I don't screw up. Well, let's see how well, all right, there we go. We'll move it back this way, closer to me. So I want to you can use your fingers, you can use a spoon or whatever it is, but with all of these vegetables, what you want to do is get them fermented, because you've got to get that. There's one way down deep in there. There it is. You've got to get all the crap off the inside, which basically is a compound, if you will, in the fruit to keep it from sprouting on the inside. So that's what we're looking for there. All right, so I'll take both of these. I'll just put that off to the side. We'll bring another glass over. Pickle, all right. Again, cut vertically. And I shouldn't have done it in this one. This is what my bowl was for. Oh well. But I'm just going to get all the seeds. Actually, it's a good idea I did this because I got to show you the next step with ones that have already fermented for a little bit. All right, so again, same thing, just scraping your seeds out and going that way. Another glass. Tomato. All right, tomato, you're going to be best off quartering, just because it's the easiest to get in there again. And again, same thing, you're going to scoop all those seeds and all the gook and everything like that in there. Remember, this is a tomato that I'm not going to eat, all right, because it's cracked. It's probably got some spoilage in it or whatever from that cracking, so I don't want to do that. But it doesn't mean that the seeds are not perfectly good. And so we will get all those out. And as I finish this one, then I'll show you what we're talking here. Okay, simple as so. So now I've got a bunch of seeds with a bunch of the pulp, if you will, from the inside. All right, so Marconi pepper. It's a smaller one. This one's not totally ripe, guys, but peppers, all the seeds are in the top. You guys know that. But there is what I have on one half of a bunch of pepper seeds. Pepper seeds are real easy. Just take the whole thing out, okay? And you'll get something along this way. You don't have to do any processing with pepper seeds. All you got to do is put these on a plate, let them dry for a couple of days, put them in a bag, and you're done. Okay. But for me, I'm going to eat the pepper. Now, this is what I want to give you. I mean, you try to do this again so you can see me. Okay. So what I'm going to give you is this, and a lot of you guys have said this. Gee, I failed in my garden this year. I only got a couple of tomatoes or whatever it would be. Okay, I'll give you that. You weren't happy with it. That's what I just got out of one tomato. Just one. Okay. That is right there, probably 40 seeds. I could grow my entire garden of tomato plants next year off of one tomato. All right. I showed you guys this last night. This is my bowl of pickle seeds that's been fermenting for 24 hours. And I want to give you this. Those are the seeds. And again, I just made more pickle seeds, if you will. Just saving some for you guys. I bought a Walmart pickling cucumber plant last year. Put it in the ground. One. Let it create a couple of pickles. That was all I got off of that thing, was like 2 pickles. But I let them go yellow, because the whole point was to grow seeds. Now I have, God knows how many, I mean, I think I've got 14 quarts of pickled pickles upstairs. All right, how many pickles do we actually eat? And I've got 1,000 seeds in here, plus you saw all the other pickling cucumbers I have on the vine still to go. So, I mean, I will have 3,000, 4,000 pickle plants from one. Okay. This is the thing. Just because you didn't succeed in getting what you want this year, the one good thing your plant did, those seeds that you grew, they got a year to acclimate to your soil, to your weather conditions, to whatever. So the plants that you're going to have next year from those seeds are going to be a little bit better growing in your area. All right, so let's move on to the sink. That's next. All right, so the next part, again, is pretty simple. What you want is preferably a little wire sieve, colander, strainer, whatever you want to call it. And what I'm going to do is just scoop up a bunch of these ones that I've fermented for 24 hours. And I'm going to run it through cold water to get out all the mush and just leave the seeds. Now, seeds are pretty tough. I know you can't super see what I'm doing here. But so what I'm trying to do is get all of this stuff out. And I'm running it through the colander and just pushing my fingers on it pretty hard. Seeds are tough, guys. You're not gonna break them. Now, this is where you'll have people that'll say different things. Some people like to dry off their seeds on a piece of paper towel or a paper plate or whatever it is. The problem I have with that is then the seeds stick to the paper towel or the paper plate, and you're stuck scraping them off, and it's a mess. I just put them, if I can get that there, in a bowl, let them dry out, stir them a couple of times as they're on the counter over the next couple of days, give them 3 or 4 days, be completely dried out, put them in a bag, and you got seeds. And that's as easy as it is there, guys. That's how you do things like zucchini, pumpkins, any kind of squash, tomatoes, cucumbers, all that sort of stuff, where your seeds are on the inside of the fruit. Now, I don't have to tell anybody about peas or beans or anything like that, I hope. Those you want to let dry out on the vine as much as possible, okay? If there's even the slight, if the shells are not, or the pods are not like paper, put those out on a cookie sheet, something flat. Do not stack them on top of each other. That'll cause them to mold. Put them out flat, put them in a sunny window or something like that, and let them dry out until those pods are like paper. Crack them open, straight into an envelope, you're done. For plants that seed, that bolt, okay, lettuce, radishes, that sort of stuff, what you'll see is you'll get this huge shoot up, the center of the plant usually. It'll flower, and then either it will give like a flower head full of seeds, or like a radish will give you a little bit of a seed pod. Same thing again. Let those dry out just like you would a pea pod or beans or anything like that. Crack them open, and you'll get all your little radish seeds out of it or anything like that. Saving seeds is real easy, guys. I would highly suggest everybody do it for the simple reason is we may not be able to get seeds. It's probably a little late to plant, but I'll give you a real easy idea on how to save money on seeds. Go to an organic grocery store, okay? And depending on the plant, you're not going to do it with the cucumber. They're not going to sell you something like this, overripe vegetable. But for some plants, you can go get tomatoes, for example. As long as they were grown in the U.S., not Mexico, you could get the tomato and one tomato and get all the seeds you need for next year's plant. Okay, tomato doesn't work. Seeds costing you $3 a bag or something like that, unless you're buying a monster tomato, which you don't need. One small tomato will give you all the seeds you need for next year. One other caveat to this, and I've said this on videos before, it doesn't have to be heirloom to save seeds. I'm telling you this. If it's heirloom, you will get true to fruit, like my black creme, the black creme that I sent you guys last year. Those are heirloom, okay? And anybody that planted those seeds got black creme tomatoes. If you plant, let's say, a Rutgers tomato, which is pretty much the ones you buy in the grocery store, that's a hybrid. You can save the seeds from that. You can plant it. You will not get a Rutgers tomato. You'll get tomatoes, but you'll get whatever DNA from the parents are. It works in plants just like it does in us, guys, okay? You got your eye color from your mom, your hair color from your dad, whatever would be. That's the same thing with plants. If it's a hybrid, you got the shape and flavor from dad, and you got the color from mom or whatever would be. You'll still get tomatoes. You can experiment with it, because who knows? Somebody may have crossed a Roma tomato with a cherry tomato and whatever they got. You may get great tasting tomatoes. You may get ones that are atrocious. Okay, but you can save those seeds. Try, if you will, to get heirloom. I know it's hard on some plants, especially like zucchini, because most everything you get in the way of zucchini plants anymore are hybrids. But as you saw, I'm going to save them anyway. And if I get yellow squash, if I get spineless zucchini, whatever would be next year, that's fine. It's still food. And ultimately, that's what you guys need to realize. It's food. Save your seeds, have some fun. It's not hard, okay, but it'll save you a ton of money. And like I said at the top, the advantage is you're now growing a plant that's acclimated to your soil and your climate. If you're looking for a little side gig and you got a whole lot of tomatoes, get some little envelopes and put some stickers on it. Mary's Organic Tomatoes. Sell them for $1 a bag. You beat everything in the store and open your own Etsy store. Have a good one, y'all. Pinball out.